So I'm in my car here, but I wanted to share with you a thought on this week's Torah portion, and a lesson I think how it impacted me is that we learn about the story of there's a wicked city of Sodom that was a depraved group of people that were greedy and terrible. They were doing despicable acts that God deemed that they should actually be destroyed. But Avram, being the kind person and the compassionate person that he is, said, God, please don't destroy the city. What if we could find 50 people in the city? Would you not destroy it? And God said, yeah, if I find 50, I won't destroy it. He said, okay, God, I'm sorry. What about 45? And God responds back to him and says, yeah, I wouldn't do it for 45 either. He says, okay, what about 40, 30, 20? Finally, God every time says, I would. Yeah, you're right. Can't find. Finally, Avram says, what about 10? What about 10 people? And God says, yeah, even 10 people, I won't destroy it. The question is, why did Avram care so much about this wicked city? They're terrible people. Why was he praying so much on their behalf? And Rabbi Moshe Feinstein explains is that a lot of people, regular people, they believe in something, in kindness, and they believe in it strongly, but when they encounter someone who doesn't necessarily believe in what they believe in, they hate them. You don't agree with me? I don't like you. But Avram, he said, you know what? I just care about the truth of what the Torah is, and that's for a person to perform the good deeds and do things right. And as a result, I don't hate them. That's just how they're acting. But Avram felt if he could find 10 people that were doing the right thing, that would impact, just their leading by example, would impact everyone else, and hopefully the city would be saved. So the two lessons I kind of pulled from here that I liked for myself was, one is, you never judge someone. Just because I have a personal passion of mine that I like to do kindness, charity, I like to, something that I believe in strongly. Is it just because someone else doesn't necessarily believe in what I believe in, that doesn't mean we should not like them. It just, they disagree. And if you believe strongly in it, maybe you could try to convince them why it's so good. Which leads me to the next point, is how do you convince someone, and how do you impact someone? Is that Avram is showing you the way to do it is that as long as you have 10 people doing kind deeds, that could have saved the entire city. Is that if we want to be able to impact other people, it's not to tell them, you should be doing this and that. You're not doing that right. But rather, we just do what we do is right, and therefore that would automatically impact them. I was thinking, what's an example of this? Sometimes we find, those of us who have children, they're doing their homework or they're trying to do something that they're trying to stay on task, and they get distracted with a toy or something else, electronic, who knows what. And it's like, come on, stay focused. Instead of telling them that, maybe we should look in the mirror and say, hey, you know what? When they're seeing us and they're saying, hey, Abba, Daddy, guess what happened in school? And we were like, oh, yeah, great. And meanwhile, we're on our phone or we're distracted with something else. They're seeing themselves that we're not focusing on what we have to do and the importance of staying in the moment and focusing on them. So we're setting an example of lack of focus. Maybe something like that. I think there's a whole other conversation to have about cell phones and distraction, which we all have, and how we're going to get ourselves out of this and focus on our children and friends and everything like that. That's a whole other video. But anyhow, thought I'd share with you those couple thoughts. Have a Shabbat Shalom. All the best.